Welcome back, class 10. The next topic we'll be doing is heterotrophic nutrition. Quick recap. You need to pause the video, close your eyes and try to recall what is heterotrophic nutrition. If you're not able to recall, try thinking about autotrophic nutrition. Hope you got it. If not, then you need to go back to the previous video and revise from there. Heterotrophic nutrition or heterotrophs, organisms which show heterotrophic nutrition, are divided into three groups, that is saprotrophs, parasites and holozoic organisms. One by one we'll do them all. Holozoic organisms are those that ingest food and process or digest the food internally. You've seen how amoeba takes its food, or for that matter how you take your food and what your body does with the food once it enters your system. Holozoic organisms may take their food in solid or liquid form. They are of three types. These three terms you are well aware of: herbivores, carnivores and omnivores. Write the difference between nutrition of these three groups of organisms and give three examples of each. The next group that we do is parasites. Now parasites are organisms which feed and live on another organism. The second living organism is called host. So a parasite lives on and derives nutrition from its host. Can you give some examples of parasitic organisms? Try giving at least one example from both plants and animals. Now these parasites are classified into endoparasites and ectoparasites depending on whether they live on the body of their host or inside the body of their host. The third group is saprotroph. These are the organisms which feed on dead and decaying material. Can you identify which organism is this? Yes, this is a fungi. Fungi is a saprotroph. Saprotrophs are decomposers. They break down dead bodies of organisms and in this process they obtain their food. Decomposers have a very important role in the environment. Can you find out what is the role of decomposers in your environment? Now these are two groups of saprotrophs, the scavengers and the detritivores. Can you find out how the eating habits of the organisms shown in these two pictures differs? While the scavengers feed on dead bodies of animals and physically break them into small pieces, the detritivores ingest the small broken down parts, digest them using both physical as well as chemical process. So detritivores have a more intensive process going on. They, you can say, are more efficient or cooler than scavengers. Can you now correlate why earthworms are known as the farmer's best friends? This is going to be your assignment during this session. You need to read the topic 6.2.2 from your NCERT textbooks and try to answer the following questions. Now we start with the first example of organisms showing Holozoic nutrition. The first image shows amoeba. Do you recall the process of endocytosis that you studied last year? Amoeba produces its pseudopodia, encircles the food and engulfs the food so that it becomes a part of its cytoplasm. Once there, it digests the food. Another unicellular organism is Paramecium. If you see the second image, that is B, two things strike you immediately. Take a pause and just quickly scribble down what two things strike you. Then we can compare notes. Okay, so back again, the two things that I find unique are, one, the shape. This organism is almost like a slipper or a shoe. And the second thing is the large number of hairs that cover the entire surface of the organism. These hairs are known as cilia. They move in a coordinated manner and help the paramecium to move and to get food. Like multiple oars of a boat, they push the food to this small groove from where the food particle is ingested along with the water. This organism is aquatic. This forms the food vacuole. The same thing happens in amoeba. Once the food is ingested, it is taken in a round vacuole known as food vacuole. Once the food vacuole is inside the cytoplasm, another cell organelle comes, fuses with this food vacuole and helps in the digestion of food. Now, can you guess the name of this cell organelle? Pause the video if you don't recall. Take a few seconds to think. If you remember, continue watching. The cell organelle is lysosome. Why? If you recall the name, I guess you know why as well. Now, a quick recap. Heterotrophic nutrition can be classified into three broad groups: Holozoic, Parasitic and Saprophytic or Saprotrophic. Saprotrophs can be decomposers, scavengers or detritivores. Amoeba and Paramecium show Holozoic nutrition using their pseudopodia and cilia respectively. Now a few questions. You need to go through these questions. Pause the video, note them down, close the video and then you try to solve them on your own. Try not to refer your books or the video till the time you have finished giving your best in answering these questions. The next topic that we'll be doing is human nutrition, that we'll be covering in the next video. Thank you.